All right, let's get to some charting here for Bitcoin. We'll also just go over kind of where I think Bitcoin's going this weekend. Give me a moment to get set up here. All right, so Jerome Powell just spoke, and that's why we got this whiplash in price action. Let me go down to the 5-minute here. Get accumulation of liquidity, both sides. And you just get a whiplash. I'm just working out everyone who took positions a little too late. And in terms of market direction, I think we are bearish here. So this whiplash that you see pretty often when you get accumulation, whiplash, it usually ends up bleeding down. So I'll show you guys another example of that. So right here, accumulation, whiplash, end up bleeding down. Pretty sure there's more examples of this right here. Get whiplash and you end up bleeding down. So this is a pretty common pattern with kind of just news events. So I am expecting this to bleed down. But if we go out here, here's some possible trajectories for price action. So if we do end up bleeding down, we're definitely going to take out the liquidity from the previous week low. And you'll probably see a little bit of move up. We'll be creating several change of characters here. So we'll be testing the overhead supply as we move down, but you know, as supply increases, we'll probably just continue moving down until we reach the zone of demand in this order block, which is this green box right here. And you know, we've been looking at this order block for a little while now. This will likely be our next trade into Bitcoin. I think trying to enter a trade now is a little risky, as you know, out of this zone of accumulation, we could move up. So instead of taking a 50-50 bet, I think it's just better to take a trade here in this long position where there's just a lot of demand. But if we go down first, this type of price action I expect to see. I expect us to tap into demand, and then we'll probably see our up thrust for Bitcoin. But if we end up just moving up here and we consolidate and then we hold the above the weekly value area high. So the value area high kind of comes like this, right? The price action comes up and kind of holds above this. We can definitely expect to see Monday high taken out and then see a reverse down. But this is also the value area high of our previous week. So it's kind of the same idea. If we're able to hold the top of the value area high of our previous week, we're going to go up to sweep the last Monday high before we see move down. But I don't really see us moving past that. And then, you know, probably just more price action like this, just some chop before we move down. That is just kind of what I'm expecting for Bitcoin here. I'll create a video on this later. So let me go to the daily here. Actually, let me go to a different chart. USDT. So if we go to the daily chart here, I've been kind of mentioning that this red line right here is what we have to hold above if we want to be bullish. And we have been holding above it, and we've actually set a lower high here if this candle closes like this. But if we end up bleeding down towards the end of the day and just create another down candle, then we have actually not created our higher low yet. So it really just depends on price action. But yeah, if I've been mentioning, if we do close below this red line here, we'll either just straight up dump. So the more volatile the dump is, I think we'll see a bigger up thrust. But if we kind of chop down, I think we're gonna end up accumulating and then moving up. But definitely, if we do break this and we don't dump, we're going to test supply, chop down, and then accumulate, then move up. So that's just kind of my idea for Bitcoin here in the kind of near term. We are technically forming a bear flag here. So all of this is kind of fair game. We're just, buyers and sellers is just fighting for this line right here. I think this is like most critical level for Bitcoin. And until we, see real movement up or get a candle close below this, we're just gonna keep on chopping because people are just uncertain with price action. And if for some reason this doesn't hold, if you guys saw our liquidity heat map, we had a lot of liquidity right here. And then more liquidity, I think lying down, I think it was like here as well. I'm gonna pull up the liquidity heat map later, but those are the kind of levels I'm looking at. If this order block doesn't hold, then definitely this broken base right here. And finding some sort of support here is what I'd be looking at. See if there are actually some macro trend lines that we're respecting. I don't really use trend lines, but I like to use them to visualize liquidity. So what I mean by that is, since we have this trend line, every time we hit it, it just helps me visualize like where the liquidity lies. So if we move up here, we're more than likely going to wipe out not only this high, but probably both these highs, as there's just a lot of liquidity. Same idea here, a lot of relatively equal highs. So if we end up coming up, we won't just wipe out this high, we're going to end up wiping out like all these highs. So that's just kind of what helps me visualize. So just get rid of these trend lines. So I want to check the yearly VWAP here. I know we're respecting the value area. Oops. So turn on the yearly VWAP. Yeah, we're just kind of respecting the yearly VWAP here. you can see that like on this dump, we actually just found like almost exact support on it. So I guess the other thing here that we can consider is that we are getting, you know, if you're like to trade off like moving averages and momentum, we are getting rejected off the 10-week and the 50-day. And we definitely closed plenty of daily candles below. Yeah, we're creating like a bear flag below these major trend or major moving averages, which is fairly bearish. But we haven't really retested it. So, you know, it's possible we come up here to retest these and come down. There'll be a lot of thought of like a lot of retail traders. So that's just an idea, a possibility. I think the main thing here is to watch, if we do get close below this candle, I think the main thing to watch is how we reclaim the yearly value area. And as I mentioned in a lot of my videos, once you reclaim value area, that entire value is fair game and you usually see big movements through it. So by that, what I mean is if we see a big movement through it, we'll be coming down to fill the CME gap that's down here. And that kind of just lines perfectly with kind of just what happens every time you start to fill or start to move through value areas. So let me show you guys an example of that. So we'll turn on the monthly value area here, go down to the H4. So for example, you know, we're riding above the weekly value area. We reclaim the weekly value area. We move straight through the weekly. We retest the top of the monthly value area. Then we should move straight through the monthly. We reclaim monthly, move straight through, retest the top, move straight down, retest the bottom, move straight up. You know, these value areas are pretty critical to watch. Definitely do keep that in mind. If you guys are not using View app, I definitely would recommend it. Let me turn on, actually let me keep that on. So, in terms of the value area on the lower time frame, we actually are reclaiming the weekly value area, which is this line here. So we got to see what we're auctioning. Since we're auctioning within it, and we've been actually holding this for a little while, we can definitely see this push up to the top here. But if price action, you know, because we're kind of expecting price action to bleed here. If we bleed and we start holding below, then we'll be definitely auctioning much lower. So I'll be kind of expecting this here, which is the price action I'm expecting right now. But like I said, it's kind of too 50-50 to really take a position. So let's go to ETH. ETH kind of same idea, expecting to bleed. You know, we did break this low, create a new lower low, reclaim value area, move straight through it, straight back down. I'm expecting to kind of auction below and then wipe out a lot of these lows here for ETH. Let's see. I think same idea for Ethereum. This is a pretty good point here because we'll be tapping into this broken base zone of demand, this major trend line, and this and the 200-day moving average. So I can see us on Ethereum just kind of continuing to move through this bullish channel here. Worst case, if Ethereum does dump, we do also have a CME gap down here on Ethereum. So I would say that's the bearish case. Maybe more like this. We have a zone of demand here that we haven't tapped into either. So yeah, that's what I would be watching here for Ethereum. Let's check these on a higher time frame. Yeah, I mean, in terms of market structure, we are bearish. On the higher time frames, we're bearish, and lower time frame too. You know, we're setting a high, a lower low, lower low, higher low, lower high. So I would say like kind of this is free game. Maybe retesting top of the value area high. If we just don't bleed down, maybe doing this. So, you know, that would be more of a valid trade if you guys wanted to trade this. A lot of this has already been filled, which is kind of why I'm a little hesitant. But like off of one of these lower time frame order blocks, and then stop above, because it's just clear invalidation. So if you get candles like this, you're clearly invalidating this trade. Those are kind of where you want to place your stops, where your trades are 100% invalidated. Yeah, Bitcoin is kind of within this tight range. So we kind of see this too. But I think we're going to bleed, especially because it's the weekend. So depending on how the US markets do, let's see. So SPY. SPY is just writing the monthly value area here. So SPY, if we start auctioning within the monthly, then we can see this move down. Otherwise, it's safe to assume we're kind of bullish on SPY. Let's wait for the view apps to calculate. They're just not on. We can't calculate on this. Yeah, the Nasdaq's been kind of on a tear. Let's see if it's actually showing some signs of distribution here. No, can't really tell on that time frame. Yeah, honestly, no real signs of distribution. Kind of same idea for Nasdaq. I think Nasdaq is the one to watch right now. It's leading the US markets. So if we do start auctioning within value area, breaking this low, then definitely I would watch for some downwards movement here. And then I think Bitcoin's going to follow Nasdaq. So that's something I'd be watching out for. Yeah, honestly, there's not really much other than that. to recap, you know, we are claiming, oops, we are reclaiming the weekly value area. So moving through weekly value area is very likely. Maybe look for a retest of the value area high. This would be a good invalidation point for a trade. Not exactly sure what our entry would be here though. We don't really have any. Oh, we do have a broken base here, but it's already been tapped. Yeah, a lot of this has already been tapped. I don't know. I think we've already tested overhead supply. You know, we're gonna see like price action like that. But you know, demand can overweigh supply here if the Nasdaq is fairly bullish. You know, if you trade patterns, you can say we're creating a bull flag here, but honestly, I don't really buy it. I think we're gonna bleed down. So yeah, short term, I think we're gonna bleed down. We just gotta close a candle below this red line. Oops. If we close the daily here, then we're definitely bullish or bearish. And then we'll be looking for our long entries in these points here. Not much else to it, to be honest. Getting rejected off the monthly value area high, which is this line right here. I don't see us reclaiming monthly value area. Let's see. Go to higher time frame here. So if we do claim monthly value area, I guess that's really possible. So if we do reclaim monthly value area, that would be in line with like our theory of testing or retesting the moving averages here. But I don't really see a lot of this getting broken. You can maybe see a lot of these highs taken, but definitely not a candle close above this, unless this is our up thrust move. But as I mentioned previously, I don't think we'll get that up thrust unless we tap into a larger zone of demand, i.e. this order block down here. Let's check. Let me keep this up real quick actually. We can look at this with the monthly value area. So yeah, just rejection. Yeah, the other thing is, you know, if we do reclaim monthly, it's in line with kind of this theory. This is the level that you kind of want to reclaim. And once we reclaim this, you can see a push up to clear up the Monday high. See another push up to clear up the last Monday high, which will be retesting our moving averages too, I believe. Back down here. Yeah, this will be coming back down to, or back up to retest our moving averages, the 10-week, which is purple, 50-day, which is the blue. But I'm still pretty bearish right now. Go check Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, dominance is coming down. We've just been in this range for a while. Yeah, it's still definitely a Bitcoin season. You maybe start to see some altcoins run. Altcoins have hit some major order blocks. Link. This is a short trade we're in. But we're also in this long trade here, so we're kind of hedged on Link here. We entered a long position like this. You guys saw my last Chainlink video. We went over this trade. I think ADA is also looking good. Oops. Yeah, ADA is also in this massive channel. We hit our broken base and ADA is off. So as we see Bitcoin dominance come down and Bitcoin start dumping, we definitely see some alts run. A lot of the indicators aren't indicating altcoin season yet, but you know, once those indicators are flashing, that, you know, we've already been past altcoin season, you know. It's probably when like ADA will be like around here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. And I'll keep on recapping it, but if you guys just kind of want the idea again, if anyone is watching this video after a live stream, let me get to the right one. Let's see if I can timestamp this live video, so you guys just kind of skip to the meat of it. So if price comes up and we hold value area, then we're gonna see this push up, and then I'll instantly flip my positions to going long instead of short here. So I'll cover my shorts and ride this up. If price comes down and just kind of bleeds down and we break this low here with the daily candle, yeah, we've tapped below it, but we haven't closed a daily candle under it. But if we close a daily candle here today, then definitely we're gonna wipe out previous week low, come up, and then retap, and then move up. If we instantly dump, and then we'll probably see a more volatile move up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin here. I'll work on getting a more structured video out for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.